Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Free Create Fridays. If you're new this week, welcome, welcome. I am Daniela. I am your creative transformational catalyst, and I am here to show you how art can set you free, how by exploring and experimenting and opening yourself up to this process that you can literally set the rest of your aspects of your life free. I know it sounds crazy, but walk with me on this one. So for Free Create Fridays, we get together and I show you a project that you can do super easy at home that can sort of get your whistle wet, dip your toes into the pool, and trying some new experimental things that you may not have tried before. And I'll bring some classics to you too. So it's just getting our feet wet, just trying out different things, reacquainting ourselves with our artistic and our creative soul and that energy, and bringing that into all other aspects of our life. So for this week, oh my God, this week is so cool. I love these. I love these faux stained glass panels. Oh my God, I've done them. I did them years ago actually with a friend of mine. She had a kit and I loved doing it. I used the kit up to death and gave them away. I used them in my own windows. So beautiful. I've always been fascinated by little stained glass objects and things, you know, that catch the light and, you know, reflect onto walls. Always been fascinated by that stuff. So this week, that's what we're doing. How cool is that? You can make this. This is super simple. This is that dollar store glass panel out of those frames that I told you to save from last week. Here it is. Isn't that cool? Here's another one. Ooh, would this not be perfect for a yoga room? Hello. I love these. And another one, this is beautiful. This one we actually kept in the frame. We just put it right back in the frame, took the back out of it so that it will actually reflect light through. And that's how we did it. Super simple. There's a couple of different techniques to this and I'll show you both of those. And before we get started, as always, we're gonna do a little bit of stretch time and gonna get our bodies up and moving, as I always insist that we get our bodies up and moving to get those creative juices flowing and to get that chi moving and all of that vital energy and stuff that's coming through all of our chakras and all of that good stuff. You know, simple, suffice to say that just getting up and stretching and moving your body is enough to get all that activated so that when we do sit down and start working on our crafts, we've got all that energy flowing through us, and it'll definitely show. You'll definitely know the difference if you don't stretch before you do projects and if you do. So join with me, let's go get stretching and let's get started. I can't wait. This is going to be a great week. Okay, here we are. As always, we're going to get started with a little bit of stretching. Very simple. Just going to do some up, some down, a little bit of twisting, just to get ourselves going here. Going to throw on that lovely Egyptian music as always. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. And just stretch it up. Nice and easy, just stretch it up. Oh, that feels good. And then we're going to gently fall forward at the waist, not hunching over and not twerking it, but right over at the waist. And if you need to, spread your feet apart a little bit more to get that full bend. That is perfectly okay. Hip width apart or a little bit further. And just let yourself hang here. All right, we're going to come up to a flat back. Just gently rest your hands on your thighs or your shins. You don't want to rest your hands on your knees. Putting weight on the joints like that's not healthy for them. And again, if you're not used to how a flat back actually feels yet, do it in front of a mirror and that will certainly help. And then back down. And roll it up. Nice and easy like that. And we're going to get our arms up again and just reach back. Oh, very nice. As always, if you go forward, you want to go back. If you do stretch the left side of your body, you want to stretch the right side. As you can imagine, what a craziness that would be if you only did one or the other. And we mostly only do one or the other, you know? we're always hunched over at our desks. So to stretch back is an amazing, amazing, wonderful thing to get your body recalibrated. So we're gonna do our dancing warrior here, just as always, which is just a nice little lunge over here to the side. And you wanna square your hips as much as you can along this parallel. And not to try and, turn your body, but you wanna keep it straight. Lift up again. This might be a little difficult, but don't worry, you will get your balance. The more you do this, the easier it will come, and the more stretch you will be able to get out of it. Lift it back up, come to the center, and we're just gonna fall forward. Stretch here with our feet spread apart. A little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. Come to center, let it hang, and roll it up. Back to lunge. Sink into this nice and deep. And then release. Step back up. And we're just gonna go in the other direction. Nice lunge here. Stretching out that back leg. Keeping this nice and strong. You don't want to let your knee go over your toes, as I'm sure you've heard a bajillion times. And reach back. You want to try and engage your stomach or your core when you reach back to protect your back. Whoop. See, I almost lost my balance there. Socks on carpet. Very slippery. Alright, we're going to come again to the center. Stretch a little bit to the left. Getting ahead of myself there. A little bit to the right. Get that nice stretch on the inside of our legs using our hands and arms as support. Go back to the middle, let it hang. All right, we're gonna come roll her back up. Nice and easy. Get into that lunge just a little bit right there. And perfect. We're just gonna bring her on back, just like that. And that is it, that is our stretch. I can't wait to get into this project this week. Ooh, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling invigorated. Oh man, ready to get into this. Ready to pick out these designs, ready to show you how it's done. So get yourself a nice cup of tea, put yourself some music on, and come join me. All right, here we are as always, starting off with our supplies. Over here we've got the dollar store frames, tried and true classic. Hopefully you kept some of the glass from last week. Here are some coloring books I also picked up at the dollar store. We're going to use these as a template. Beautiful designs in here. Also, I got a pack of paints from my local craft section. These are festival colors. It's a folk art brand. I've just got some of my black acrylic paint here. I already had some because that's kind of gray and it's not going to work for what we're going to use it for. So we're going to take the clear glue here and we're going to mix it with the paints. And we're going to mix it all around, and that's what's going to make it look all translucent-y. And here we're going to take our white glue and combine it with the black acrylic paint. I found these to use as containers to mix the clear and the paint together. You do need some sort of container so you have little pots of each color. I've got some brushes here, our usual selection, and a bit of that washi tape that you can find almost anywhere now. And we're going to put it around the outside as a border. So here we are. So all I've done is taken the glass here out of the frames, and we're going to, pick a design, whichever one we like, pick a few out, align it up with the piece of glass. You may also want to get some tape like this. This is double-sided. It's just what I had sitting around. Center the glass over it and press it down. Ta-da! Same thing with this one. This tree's gonna look great. So here's the white glue I've already mixed up. I've mixed it with the black paint here. Here it is. And I actually used the back end of my long handle brush here to kind of mix it in and stir it, because shaking it was taking a heck of a long time. So we're going to use that as our faux solder. Here we are, just making sure that the tip is running nice and smooth. And it's all uniformly one color. Simply just trace around the design. It may take a little while to get the feel for how thick or how thin your glue and paint mixture is. Ooh. So like this, if it accidentally squirts out on you, it's easy to fix with a wet paper towel. You can also fix stuff like this afterwards when it dries, and I'll make sure to show you guys that too. So here it is, super cool. We're gonna let it dry overnight, and then if we discover that there's any places that we don't like on it, we're just gonna simply take our X-Acto knife and use that to scrape it up, and I'll show you how. So here we go again, just with another design. And finished. Here you can see how thick I've kind of laid it on here just as a test. And we're just going to let this all dry, same as the other one, and I'm going to fill it in. We're going to use our paint here again with our clear glue. Just mix them together. So the second way to do this, as I was mentioning earlier, is to do 3D puff fabric paint as your solder. I'll show you this one too. Same as the other. I did find that the puff paint had a little bit easier consistency to work with, but the glue does work just as well. You just have to really watch your pressure. Here's another big one. This is one of those panels that I saved from last week's project, which was our crayon drip art. Here's another saved piece of glass from that project. And here it is all dried. As you can see, one side is much thicker than the other. And so all we're gonna do, it's very simple, is we're just gonna take a X-Acto knife box cutter and we are going to score the paint. And it's not gonna hurt the glass at all. And then you just gently peel away at it and you peel up all the sections that you would like to remove. Very simple, super easy. You can open the design right back up. So here we are with all the ones that I did. There's quite a few of them, oh my goodness. But I love doing it, so much fun. So here they all are. You can see, here's the two ones that I did. One in the puff paint on the right and the glue on the left. So there's a little bit of a texture difference, but when you flip them around, you can't tell there is much of a difference there. So it really just depends on what your style is and what you're more comfortable with. I suggest trying both just to see what you like. So now we're gonna mix our clear and our paint together. In our little cups here. And I liked these cups because they had the lids on them. So here we are, we've squirted a little bit of the clear glue into the cups, as you can see. Here are some little dishes that I bought also at the dollar store for a previous project. And I thought that I would use these so I would have more colors to work with. So same thing, fill them with the clear. So now simply we're just going to add maybe a quarter of the amount of paint into each cup. gonna leave one empty just in case. So here they all are, and I just found an extra actually end of an incense stick. You can use a toothpick or any other thing you have lying around and stir everything up together into a nice even consistency, and so that the color is thoroughly mixed through all of the clear. And here it is, all done. Here are our usual suspect paintbrushes. Oh, I also forgot to mention that you will need a bucket of water, as both the paints and the glue are water soluble. It's definitely something you're going to want to have so that you can change colors. And now we're just going to paint inside the lights. You can go nuts with these. You can go traditional, realism, abstract, sky's the limit. And here is our tree. Just about finished here. Moving on to our smaller panels. I just wanted to do these two the same design so that you could see how easily it is to make them different just by changing the colors. Here it is, all done. Here's the back of it. See, it doesn't matter if you cover up some stuff in the back because look how cool on the front. All right, so we're gonna let these dry. Here they are drying. All right, and here they all are, all dried up and flat, as you can see. All the paint has collapsed down. Okay, so here's our washi tape that we picked up from the craft store. We're going to be using it as a frame for the ones who don't have a frame because they're used from other projects. So for the one that does have a frame, all we're going to do is pop it right back in, close the tabs over the back of it without inserting the cardboard back, and there you go, all done. Super simple. So for these ones who don't have a frame, that's what we're going to use the washi tape for. And there are a couple of methods to it. One where you can stick it directly onto the glass, and one where you use the tape more to cover the edges. So it's a standalone piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the half of the width of the tape and press that down onto the edge of the glass, and then flip the glass over and press down the other half. If you discover that there is a little bit of run over from the back of your tape to the front, because you can see it because the glass is clear, that's okay. You can take your X-Acto knife and clean those edges up, no problem. And there you have it. We're going to do the same thing again with the sun. Just pressing the tape halfway on one side, flipping it over, overlapping, and pressing it down again. So for these small ones, we're going to use the other technique. Again, overlapping the tape half of the width of the tape itself, but then instead of wrapping the tape around the edges of the glass, we're going to leave them free hanging like this so that we can attach them to the window straight on. Awesome. Let's go check these out. I can't wait to see how pretty they are in the light. Come on, let's go check them out. Okay, here we are. Here they all are. Look at how beautiful these came out. Can you believe it, Phoenixes? Dollar store glass. Dollar store frames. We pulled some of the glass out of the ones from previous projects and used them. It's a fantastic project. They came out so great. Even the ones with the paint and glue, and the puffy paint. Both works equally well, as you can see. And these ones, you remember we left the tape on them? Stuck them straight to the glass. Worked like a charm. I can't get over this. I just can't get over how beautiful and simple that was. The only thing is about it is the drying time. So, dedicate a few nights to working on a project like this, and to get something like that in the end that you can put in your office, in your bedroom, give it to a friend. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Have a look again. This is what I love to do. This is what I love bringing to you all. Fun ways to express yourself, to explore, and have something at the end of it that you can be proud of, that you can look at and say, oh my God, I totally did that. I did that. I did that. Yeah. Gives you that confidence, gives you that feeling of purpose, that you've been missing, that you've been working on. You're like, what the fuck, what am I doing here? We're making art, kids. Yeah, making art. And for no other reason other than that it's fun and it's beautiful and it fulfills our soul. And that is a huge important point that I feel like we've been missing for a very long time, is that we're just not doing the fun and the art, and we're not fulfilling ourselves just because we're told that it doesn't have, a logical purpose. So giving it a logical purpose, here we are, making art, having fun, being experimental. I absolutely love it. So I hope you all had a fabulous time watching this tutorial. I can't wait to bring more of these to you. I can't wait for you guys to try these out, because let me tell you, so much fun. Yet again, so much fun. So simple. I can't wait to see what you come up with, because these are just from coloring book pages, as you saw. Just pulled them right out of the coloring book. You can print out your own. The sky is the limit, and I cannot wait to see what you all come up with. Post this stuff in the group. Some of you have already started. I love seeing it. I love it. I love it. More of that. So thank you again. I will see you next week.